Welcome back, Manhunt family, for your fourth building challenge. Today, we're gonna try and make a marble run. A marble run is the thing that we use in school, the thing where you put the marble and it goes down the little ramps and the little curly cues, or like the coaster that I have on my wall where you put the gear in and then you watch it slide down all those blue magnetic pieces. Now today, for you, I'm going to be cutting out pieces and taping them on my wall, but then I'm going to transfer it to the window. I'm doing it on the wall first because when I do it on the window, because of the light outside, you can't see it very well. So I'm going to tape it here first, and then I'm going to show you the final product against the window, and it looks a lot better. To make this project, so first, I have marbles at home because every time we use Marble Run, when I was leaving, I'd always find them on the floor, put them in my pocket, take them home. So I have a whole stash of marbles at home. But if you don't, you can also use bottle caps or anything else that's circular shape. You can even make your own little ball like we did in the first challenge with the basketball hoop if you want to. Or a penny. I've used a penny and the penny works too. As long as you make the holes big enough for the object to fit through, it'll work. Okay, so for this, I used a bunch of random materials. So just because I have a lot of them, I have these cups again, the paper plate, the paper towel roll, again, I'm running low on this guy, the toilet paper roll. And for this challenge, what I had was this old folder I had at home. So if you don't have a folder, you could try and use construction paper. I like the folder because it's really stiff, so it works really well for this challenge. All right, so this is actually a really simple challenge. It's more in the cutting, but it's more about how you angle it. So first, let me just start cutting. So I'm gonna take this toilet paper roll and I'm just gonna cut it in half. So what's really cool about this challenge, I like to bend it a little, make sure the marble will stay in. And then you just take a piece of tape, put it along its side. As long as the marble can roll down, you're ready. Depending on the angle you put your toilet paper roll or whatever, our building material, is how fast or how slow your marble is gonna go. So if I put it like that, it's not gonna go too fast, but it's gonna slide right down. If I put it like this, it's just gonna phew, right to the bottom. So you have to decide how fast or how slow you want your marble run to go. So I'm gonna start with this guy, just like this. Start him off really slow. Again, I like to bend it a little just to make sure that it doesn't fly off. And you know what? It might fly off. A lot of the times when I was doing this, it just shoo, flew off and I had to go find it somewhere. In my room, it was really hard. Under the couch, anywhere. Also, sometimes when it's going down, it hits something, it flies off. Don't worry about that. It's gonna happen a lot. For the paper plate, I thought it'd be really cool to do like a tube. So to do that, I cut off the edges just because those sides are really hard to bend. So this makes it a little easier. And then you just roll it up, just like this. You should be able to see enough through, just enough for the marble or the bottle cap or whatever object you chose to go through. I'm just gonna tape that flat so it stays together. And again, that's the easy part, right? The hard part is how you angle it on the wall. Now I need to make sure that I set it up so that the marble can go from here into here, right? I wanna make sure that it lands in here, because if it doesn't, it's just gonna block against it. So you kind of have to set it up right along the base and then tape it down as a start. Let's see. So that's the plate. The next thing we could do are the paper towel rolls. These ones are really fun because they're so much longer, so it travels a lot further. Again, I just cut it in half, and that actually means you have two pieces to use. So one side, and then the other side. And then I just like to, like I said again, bend it a little bit just to make sure that it won't fly off the sides, because if it's flat, it's just gonna fall over. So I bend it a little just to make sure it's really gonna stay up there. And now I wanna put it right around somewhere where the marble will fall out and I can catch it. If I go too far down, it's gonna fall off and I'm not gonna know where it's gonna land. So I wanna go close enough that it will catch. So again, I just take a piece of tape, I put it on the inside of the paper towel roll, just like that. And maybe like that. And like I said, I'm going to angle it a little bit this way so that it'll travel down. So it'll catch it here and then travel down. It's a good start. And if you want to test it throughout, you absolutely can. I'm just going to do it all the way through just to show you, and then we'll test it at the end. But if you want to stop at any point and test it as you go, that is how I did it. So then I'm going to use the cup. So just like with everything else, I'm going to cut it through in half, and then I'm going to cut off the bottom. Because for this piece, I don't need the bottom. And then again, I'm going to cut that into 2 pieces. You need to make these pieces last, and you can make it a lot longer. So I'm only going to do about 4 or 5 pieces just to show you what it looks like, but you can make yours a lot longer. Like depending on the size of your window, you can do it top to bottom. All right, same thing. I just bend it a little, make sure it's good enough to catch, and put the tape along the edge, right there. Now, I think this one's going to be really fast, so I'm going to put a 2-piece one here. I'm going to do this guy right here to catch it, and then I'm going to do the other half. Oh, here it is. Of this guy underneath. Because I think sometimes when you have the faster ones, it slides and bounces up. So that's what I noticed too. When it goes really fast, it kept going that way. It had such momentum. It was going so fast that it flew in that way. So sometimes if you have a barrier here, like this guy, it'll land better. Now the folder piece is really cool because it's so firm. And if you don't have a folder, you can keep using these just as well. They work just as well, so does this, or the plate. I'm gonna make a big strip. Now the cool thing, I wanna make sure you have size, the right size for your area. This might be too long. We'll try it. Should I go this way? Yeah, I'll go this way. Again, I'm just gonna squish it down to make sure the size is right. And I'm gonna get some tape and tape that to my wall. Again, your window, my wall, your window. Right along the edge, just to make sure it'll stick. Again, I'm gonna put it close enough that it'll make sure it lands in there. I'm gonna fold it up. See if it'll land. All right, now the really, really cool part, and this is very challenging, and it took me a lot of tries to do this, is the curly cue. So I think it's really fun, and I mean, I already did it. I sent the video to all my friends because I was so impressed with myself, is to make the marble go around in a circle, up and around in a loop. It's really hard. It took me a lot of tries. So you can't get frustrated if it doesn't work out right away. So you're gonna get a big strip of something. So I have the folder, you can do the paper towel roll, whatever. Again, you're gonna bend it a little bit. I don't bend it as much like the V that I did to the other folder. All right, I'm gonna bend it, and you're gonna kind of turn it into a loop, almost like this. So that top, it's a little weird the way it bends on mine, but maybe yours won't. All right, and then what we're gonna do is you're gonna tape one end to the end of this long folder piece, and you're going to fold it around like this. So we're gonna do baby steps on that because it's multiple steps to get this to go work. I'm gonna get 2 pieces of tape ready. Great. So the first one, like I said, I wanna make sure this tape's here and it's attached to there so it won't fly off. And then the next piece, I wanna make sure the top is attached to the wall or the window here. So I'm gonna tape the top part and then put it, whoop, just against the wall like that, or against your window. And then this last part, we want somewhere for it to get caught. Just like in the wall coaster, we have that brown thing at the bottom that catches it, or Marble Run, you have those pieces, those little buckets that catch it. I'm gonna use the cup for that. So again, I'm gonna take the tape, and I'm gonna need 2 pieces of tape for this. So I'm gonna take 2 pieces of tape. One's gonna go on the inside, and the one's on the outside. So 1 piece of tape on the inside of the cup. I'm gonna attach it to the bottom of this ramp part, this folder part. And then I'm gonna take the other piece of the tape and put it on the outside. because we don't want that to fall apart. All right, and now I'm gonna take one more piece of tape and make sure it stays down right here where I want it to. So I'm gonna take this to this. All right, moment of truth. So I moved the marble run into the other room on the glass, like I said, and it did not work right away. I had to fix it and change it and alter little teeny tiny things. When I first put the plate down, it wasn't aligned. To do this project, you're gonna need patience. It's gonna take you a while. It took me a really long time to make sure that each piece lined up with each other, but I don't want you to give up. At the end, I was really proud of myself and I felt really good that I was able to finish that and get that loop-de-doop. If you don't get it, that's okay. Just keep trying. Ask an adult for help. Ask an older brother or sister for help. They might be able to do it too. I hope you had fun building, and I'll see you guys again next week.